Well,
let's get a steer on some of those questions. And live to London now, an international affairs commentator, Marko Gasic. Welcome back to RT. Are you surprised that the UK is the one sending reinforcements and not one of Poland's more geographically closer allies like Germany?
Not really, because it sends a signal to the NATO Eastern partners that the Western partners are very much involved. And it's also sends a signal, I think, to the rest of us that NATO is involved in this and that this is a migrant fig leaf over a geopolitical situation. What we have here really is an extension of the EU's desire and NATO's desire to remove a pro-Russian leader latterly from Belarus and to replace him with a pliant puppet that would be the opposite right next to Russia's border. So this is all about increasing the encroachment on Russia. This is really an attack on Russia by stages, unfortunately, as it generally is in the region.
But symbolic as it may be, does the presence of British troops suggest that both the UK and Poland see this not as a problem that's a humanitarian crisis, but that it's a military threat?
Well, yeah, this is to legitimise the presence of NATO troops on the Belarus border. They'll build some structures now, and they'll build other structures later. When they're there, and the pattern with NATO is it tends not to withdraw; it tends to stay where it goes. And so this is really legitimising NATO right there on the Belarus border with whatever it fancies in the future. So this is really not about the migrants. The migrants have always perhaps been a bit of a fig leaf. This is about Belarus as a theatre of geopolitical activity. It's a big theatre, and NATO look like they want to replace the manager of the theatre with one to their liking. That's really what it's about, and that's probably what it's always been about, because the number of migrants we're talking here is small, looks like it's going to remain small, because the routes for those migrants are being closed now. They can only arrive by air. 2 of the 3 routes by which they've arrived have now been closed, so therefore there is no crisis unless NATO choose to decide to make it one.
Is it a precursor to maybe a larger British military presence in Poland? At the moment the numbers are around a dozen or so, but could there be more?
Well, the official announcement said a small group, and that's usually when they have a small group, a bigger group is planned. It means the thing has been considered, and it's a small intro with a large ending. And I think that's really what this is about. You will see more and more troops, I'm sure, in this theatre of NATO activity, because NATO is not a trading organisation; it's a war-making organisation, and its chosen target, its target of choice is always Russia. So we know this is always about Russia, unfortunately, even when it's about Belarus.
Do you think questions will be asked at high levels about why Poland's inviting in British soldiers but not humanitarian workers or journalists to document what's going on?
Well, yeah, I think this is the message to all concerned, that NATO is now taking this into its own area of activity. As I say, with the numbers tiny, I mean, there are more arriving every week probably in the UK in terms of migrant flows than there are in total here on the border of Belarus and Poland. And if British troops want to be active preventing migrants, then perhaps we should see them back at the White Cliffs of Dover rather than the muddy fields of the Belarusian-Polish frontier. I don't know what really they're doing there. They're not legitimate there, except in so much as they're on NATO business and working out how best to use this situation to further erode popularity for Lukashenko in Belarus and try and put their puppets waiting in Poland already into his place. That's what this is about.
OK, well, we'll keep watch on it, as we have been all week. For now, though, live from London, Marko Gasic, thanks for your time. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.